Hi everybody, welcome to my kitchen. This is sometimes the perfect place to talk about music. There's lots of things you can use in the kitchen to make music. I know I've done some pots and pans as drums before with my kids when they were younger, and I bet you've tried things like that too. Before we get started with our music today, let's think about what we know about high sounds and low sounds and instruments. We know that big instruments are really good at making low sounds. Think about the tuba. Big instrument, very low sound. And then we know that small instruments are good at making high sounds. If we were to go back in time to the time of the dinosaurs, do you think they would make high sounds or low sounds? So what I did is I filled a jar all the way up, full volume with water. And let's see what kind of a sound it makes. So that's a full jar of water. What happens if I don't fill it as far up? Maybe I just put a little bit of water in it. Let's try this one. Any guesses? Is it going to be higher or lower? Use the water volume as kind of your guide to think about the instrument size. So my fingers are pretty close together, so let's pretend this is a small instrument, and this one would be a large instrument. So small instruments make high sounds. Definitely a higher sound. And then we can, of course, make the volume, adjust it to all of the notes in between, and then eventually you can get a scale. So I've done that. I've pre-tuned some jars, and let's just use let's use 3 notes. All right, so already you're noticing that the water isn't too far off from the jar before, but it does have a difference. So we've got the fullest amount, a little less, and then a little less there. So can you guess that if I start with the pinkish jar first, then yellow, then green, is the pitch going to go up or is it going to go down? Let's find out. Do, re, mi. That's what I think when I hear those notes together. We know some songs that we can use out of just 3 notes. I bet my 3rd graders will recognize this one. I'm going to start with the high note on this. See if you can name that tune. Anybody get that tune? It's Hot Cross Buns. That's right. Hot cross buns, hot cross buns. 1 a penny, 2 a penny, hot cross buns. Good job. So what happens if we add some more notes to our jars of, it's almost like a musical xylophone now. We've got all these different volumes, and that means we have 5 different pitches here. Okay. Watch for which one I do not play in this one. Do, re, mi, fa, so. Fa was not invited to that musical party. Now, it's great to play songs that you know and that you recognize, but one of the most fun things to do when you have musical jars in front of you is just make it up. You just make it up as you go along, and that's called improvisation. If you'd like to try these experiments at home with different levels of water, that would be amazing. And what happens if you add even more jars? The next jar on this side would have to have less water if you wanted it to go in order and sound even higher. And what about on this side? I think I'm out of room. I can't get any lower than this jar. It is pretty full. If I went any fuller, I'd probably make a big mess. So might be out of luck that way. Or maybe I need to find a bigger jar and fill that. Well, I hope you enjoyed music from my kitchen today. Now all that's left for you to do is pour yourself a nice glass of ice water. Sit back and enjoy a little music by Beethoven.
Bum.